The switch. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Good to see you. It's Sunday morning. Happy Sunday to everybody out there. If you're new to the channel, I'm Walter, your independent travel agent with Where's Walter Travel. As always, my lovely wife Rebecca is sitting right off camera. We just had a big old rainstorm right behind us. You can probably still hear some of that going on, but it got really, really dark out there for a few minutes. I was like, oh man, are we gonna have to move inside? But if you're new to the channel, we invite you to like, subscribe, share, do all those wonderful things that all of the social platforms like for you to do. And if you've got questions about cruising, about travel, about anything that we can try to answer, maybe about Orlando and Disney World, we'll do our best to try to answer your questions for about the next hour or so. So welcome to the show. Welcome to a somewhat rainy, it wasn't supposed to rain until later today, but of course, welcome to Florida. It can rain any single time. Oh my gosh, we got Eric, Joe, Kathy, Bills fan, how you doing, man? Mimi's here, Benny's here. We got a bunch of people over here on the TikTok side. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for taking some time out on your Sunday. And thank you so much for your support. For those of you watching on YouTube and Facebook, you can see there it is. We're celebrating 3 years, man. Oh my gosh, it's just absolutely amazing. I'm going to be on the Margaritaville Islander Friday?
5 days.
5 days. 5 days. Is that Friday?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it's Friday. And Benny's going to be there too. So we'll have to shoot some video with Benny, so you all can see Benny on my TikTok too. So, but I hope everybody's doing well. It's a pretty good Sunday. Unfortunately, we're still getting some issues with travel, with flights, with everything going on, and unfortunately it's going to get worse as we go through this coming week. So if you all saw the video that I put out yesterday, everybody's talking about these 4% cuts in flights. Unfortunately, it's going to ramp up to 10% in flights by the end of this coming week. By November 14th, all the airlines have to cut flights by 10% domestically. So it's going to be interesting for those of you trying to travel. My best advice right now is just to make sure that you are on the notifications, email, text notifications from your airlines, number one. If you have an opportunity to drive to the port, you might want to consider switching over to driving just because. And certainly hats off to all the air traffic controllers who are staying on the job. I mean, my goodness, that's a long time to stay on the job without pay. So hats off to you just to at least keep us flying. So that's absolutely amazing. But yeah, and then if you didn't see it too, Virgin Voyages, my good friends over at Virgin Voyages just did an amazing announcement last night that if you cannot make the voyage because your flight got canceled, just simply call Sailor Services. You send them your flight cancellation confirmation. They give you a future voyage credit. So if you can't make the ship, it's okay. You can come back another day and take another cruise. That is absolutely, there's nobody doing that to my knowledge.
And I do assume it will end once things get back to
normal.
normal.
Yeah, they said,
yes.
Once things get back to normal, that will end. But for now, as Virgin Voyages says, it's not your fault. It may very well not be your fault that you cannot get to the ship. You're trying everything that you can to get to the ship. But if you can't get there, so long as you can prove that your flight was canceled, Virgin Voyages will give you a future voyage credit so you can come back and cruise another day. That is super awesome. It would be nice to see another way that Virgin Voyages is disrupting the cruise industry, right? They're like, hey, you know what? You can't make it. We got you. We're going to let you come back another day. So I think that's just tremendously awesome of them. So yeah, I'm curious what you guys think about that. Wouldn't it be nice if the other cruise lines kind of got into that as well, right? And maybe did some of that as well. Maybe help with the with all of the with all the people who are obviously going to have some problems, getting to the flights, and it's not necessarily going to be their fault that they can't get to the ship. And I think this is pretty doggone cool of them to do that. So. Let's see. Oh, hey, Alex, how you doing? Hey, Kathy, how you doing? So that's like the biggest thing that we're talking about today, and that we're looking at today is just how the flight situation, because there are 40 airports now across the country that at least these are 40 what they call them high impact airports across the country that are going to be greatly affected by this as well.
They pretty much include all the ones that are cruise
Every
ports.
major cruise port, you're definitely affected. And of course, a lot of the connecting flights. Part of the problem too is like if you have a connecting flight, maybe your flight's going to take off from home, but is that second flight going to take off? God, it is such a mess. I hope everybody can figure things out soon and get us back to normal. So one, those guys can get paid. I mean, I just want to see those guys get paid. That's all. But it would be nice to see everything come back to normal so we can start. Because our flights have been interesting even without all of this going on.
Yeah, and I definitely, if you do manage to get on a flight, leave a lot more time
Yes.
at the airport to get through security and get through check-in and all
Get
of
through
that.
everything that's going on. Yeah, it's just absolutely incredible. So, but and then in the world of cruising, my goodness, we've got how many new ships just launched? So we've got Star Princess just launched. They actually broke tequila on the bow because of Matthew McConaughey and his wife. They own a tequila company, so that's what they broke on the bow, which was kind of cool. They're the godparents. And of course, the Celebrity XL is launching, and the Disney Destiny is launching. I mean, 3 brand new ships. Fort Lauderdale is having a run right now of new ships. It's absolutely amazing. And the Destiny and the XL, I don't think have they had their naming ceremonies yet? I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
Destiny, I think, has their christening coming up very short. In fact, yeah, I saw something about a live stream from Disney. I'm betting you're going to want to tune in for that. Disney always does a great job with that. So, hey, Cindy. Hey, Kathy, how are you? So good to see you. Yeah, I know. Glad you don't have any travel plans, any flight plans soon. I mean, we do in
End of
February.
January.
Yeah, February. So, end of January. Yeah, you're right. So hopefully, hopefully by then
Yeah.
we'll have things figured out. So, but again, I'm Walter, your independent travel agent. If you've got questions, we're going to be here for about the next hour. If you got any questions about cruising, about traveling, we do cruise, land, luxury, and expedition. Our services are truly 100% free to use. So if we can help you in any way with your travel, just reach out. Where'sWalterTravel.com. Wherever you're watching me, there are links in the description. There's links in my bio. There's links to get a hold of me, or just go to where'swaltertravel.com. If you're watching me on YouTube and Facebook, there's also a little QR code up there on the screen that you can scan. That'll take you right to our Contact Us page as well. So while I'm waiting for your questions, what I'm going to do is kind of walk you through some of the groups that we have going on right now. So I'd like to remind all you guys about these groups, especially the very first one, which is our Christmas group. Oh my goodness gracious. We have so many people coming. We were not prepared for as many people that are coming. I think we're up to 54 now, something like that. So this ship only holds 140, 150 people. We're up to 54 people already. We've got 1/3 of the ship. This is truly a bucket list. If you've ever thought about going on a Christmas markets river cruise over in Europe, this is definitely the one for you. Hey, Gina, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. But this is the bucket list trip for you. There's going to be a whole bunch of us on here together. We chose this particular cruise for a reason. This is the Christmas Time on the Rhine by Avalon Waterways. We're going to be on the Avalon View. The dates are December 7th through the 14th, 2027. We start in Basel, Switzerland, and then we're going to end up in Frankfurt, Germany. This will be a 7-day cruise. Yes, Strasbourg is in there, Ludwigshafen, Breisach, Rudesheim, Cologne, Mainz, and then Frankfurt. So this is going to be an amazing trip. Now, there's a couple of reasons why we specifically chose this cruise. Now, number one, because it's in December of 27, you have 2 years to pay for this thing. Now, river cruises, by their very nature, they are more expensive than ocean cruises, and the final payment is not due until September of 2027. So you can pay this thing off little by little. That's what we're doing. We're going to be paying it off little by little over the next 2 years because the final payment's not due until September of 27. We also picked this particular cruise line and this particular ship because of their panorama suite. So almost the entire ship, all of decks 2 and 3, are these panorama suite. There's approximately 11 or 12 foot wide glass floor to ceiling. And your bed is actually facing the glass. There's no balconies on these rooms. It is a French balcony. So if you want to, you can slide the glass open. Like 2/3 of it will slide open, and then you've got a French balcony. Now, it's going to be wintertime. We don't expect many people to want to step out onto a balcony on a river ship in the wintertime. So that's why we booked this particular ship. You'll be able to wake up or go to bed, and you just sit in bed, and you can look out at the countryside as it goes by. Now, when we're tied up to another ship, you're going to be looking right into the other ship, and that's just the nature of river
But
cruising.
they do have
Sometimes it will
curtains,
tie
so,
up.
you know.
Yeah, oh yeah, they have curtains as well. But you could do that old Grey Poupon thing and just pass something between the two ships. That'll be hilarious. So, so again, so you've got 2 years to pay for this. You're going to be coming with a big group of us, so that's great. And we're planning to fly into Zurich, Switzerland for a few days before, because we've seen that Zurich has amazing Christmas markets. And by the way, those of you who are on the cruise, or maybe you're thinking about coming, don't search YouTube for Christmas market river cruises. Search for the Christmas markets themselves. Look up Strasbourg and Ludwigshafen and Breisach. Do those, because the Christmas market river cruise is one. It's like half of it's about the ship, half of it's about the market. Just start looking at some of these markets, and you're going to be like, oh my God, these are absolutely amazing. And I will be sharing with our group soon, probably in the next couple of weeks. We're putting together a list of some of the really good YouTube channels with some of these markets. So if you guys want to come with us, this is December 7th through the 14th,
I think we'll let
2027.
everybody get through the holidays before we bombard them with information.
Yeah, we'll let you get through the holidays. The holidays are coming. Alex has a great tip here. Let's see, here we go. The airlines are trying not to cancel flights to their hub cities, so fly direct on American to Miami, for example, because Miami is a hub city. So that's actually a great tip, Alex. So if you're looking at flights, try to fly from wherever you are directly to the hub rather than to another connecting point. That's what they're trying not to do. Again, if you weren't here right at the beginning of the show, or you haven't seen my video, by the end of this coming week, by November 14th, the airlines are under a directive to cut 10% of domestic flights. Right now we're at 4. In fact, we might be at 6 as of today. It was going to go 4, 6%, 8%, and then 10% of all flights need to be canceled by this coming Friday. So, it is just going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. Hey, Betty, how are you? Aaron, you got 4 days until the Firenze. You mentioned travel video, how people on Facebook are nervous about flights. Yeah, plus a mass email and text went out about very limited parking at Long Beach. I saw that. I don't know if it's just because now they have more ships in Long Beach, but we did get a notice from Carnival about that there's limited parking in Long Beach, and they are going to provide some sort of shuttles from another parking lot that's not owned by them. I found that very interesting. Maybe they're just putting too many ships in Long Beach. If you've never gone out of there, you've got Long Beach and then you've got LA. The two ports are about 10 minutes apart from each other, maybe 6 miles, or not even 6 miles apart from each other. But Long Beach, you also have the hotel. They got the Queen Mary Hotel, which is there. And they've been basically running like 1 or 2 ships. I think they may have brought another ship out there at some point recently too. So yeah, I saw that about Long Beach. I was kind of surprised that they're going to have a parking issue.
I haven't really looked into off-site parking in there.
Yeah.
That might be an option if you can find some good, safe on-site.
Yeah, Aaron, if you need some help
parking.
with that, if you're driving over there and you need some help with it, just let me know. We'll see what we can find for you for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Barbara's leaving Tuesday for St. Thomas. You'll definitely wear your patience pants at the airport. That's all you can do. And please try to be kind to the airport workers. I mean, they're doing the best they can. They have no control over the flights. They have no control over situations going on. So just, it's hard. It's really hard because you're frustrated. You want to either get home or you want to get to the vacation point, or you need to get to your meetings, or you need to get to whatever. It's really hard to be patient and kind, when you've been waiting a very, very long time. I lose my patience at times, but I try not to take it out on the workers. I try to just stew to myself and be upset, but then when I go to the workers, just, yelling at them is not going to get you anything at all. Being kind to them it may or may not get you something, but at least they appreciate you being nice to them versus all the people who are screaming at them. So if you're going to the airport, 1, bring a patient band. 2, try to be kind. Just try to be kind to everybody, okay? Just make sure that you're kind as much as you can, because they're not having a good time right now working at the airport.
Maybe they need to start pumping some calming aromatherapy into airports.
Yeah, that would be a good idea, yes. So, hey, let's see, Kimberly's here, Kathy's here. Hi, guys, good to see you. Now, if you want to do something this Christmas, oh my gosh, this Christmas we are going to be going on the Cunard Queen Elizabeth. In fact, I got fitted for my tuxedo this week. You don't have to wear a tuxedo on Cunard. You absolutely don't anymore. In fact, you don't even have to wear a jacket most of the time anymore. They have relaxed the dress code. And as Luke and Gavin told us a couple weeks ago, they were wearing black jeans. In fact, I got myself a pair of black jeans specifically because they said that. But, you know, when I talked to Gary Bembridge about it, he's like, you know what? Embrace Cunard for what it is. Cunard has always been known as elegant, as gala, as, you know, tuxedos. And he's like, embrace it, and you're probably going to have more fun. And you know what? It was a lot of fun getting fitted for that tux. I ordered my Christmas bow ties, so they're coming. I even got a pair of suspenders, so I'm actually really excited. There's going to be 3 gala nights over these 12 nights on this cruise. This is December 18th through the 30th of 2025. So that's this year. So if you don't have any Christmas plans this year, we have a 12-night cruise this year, round trip from Miami. It is Miami, San Juan, Antigua, St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Martin, Tortola. And in Tortola, we already booked one of our favorite snorkeling excursions ever. I don't snorkel, Rebecca does, but the catamaran in Tortola has been like the best catamaran ever.
And you can swim around.
Yeah, I just swim around. I just kind of float around in the water. Rebecca goes off snorkeling. And it is it's a great catamaran, it's a great lunch, it's a great ride, it's just a great everything. We're actually going to have time to do it. So December 18th through the 30th of 2025, this is a distinctive voyage through our travel consortium. That means, number 1, you get the services of a distinctive voyages host, or kind of like a concierge for the entire voyage. That's actually going to be me. You get a cocktail reception. That's usually like on the 2nd or the 3rd night. And you get a free shore excursion in St. Lucia. That's included. You don't pay anything extra for the distinctive voyages features. Those are just included just by booking with me or one of my many consortium travel partners. So again, December 18th through the 30th, round trip Miami for 12 nights. If you don't have any plans for the holidays this year, come join Rebecca and I on the Queen Elizabeth. You can see me in a tuxedo. That should be worth coming all onto itself, you know?
And we even sat down, did our math on the drink packages.
See that? We did our math on a drink package, and we said ixnay on the drinks package. Not even getting a coffee, not getting a soda package, not getting anything. Just going to pay a la carte. Now, Kimberly's never been on Cunard. Looking forward to hearing about it. Absolutely. Rick says, they totally agree with Gary. I'm going to be on the same. You're going to be on the same Christmas cruise, Rick? Oh, well, Rick, make sure you look me up. And Rick, if you book through a Travel Leaders Network travel agent, and you got like one of those distinctive voyages notices, I'm going to be your host for that cruise. But definitely look for me. I would love to say hello. I love meeting you guys. I hear from you guys sometimes that, hey, I saw you on the ship. I didn't want to bother you. No, please come over and say hello. I do love meeting you guys. Even when I'm shooting a video, I've had some people like walk over and just kind of like stand next to the camera while I'm shooting. Please come on over and say hello. I absolutely love It's kind of sad for me when I get something after the cruise, like, yeah, I saw you, but I didn't want to bother you. It's like, no, come on over, say hello. You can ask Rebecca. She's like, yep, he'll talk to you. Rebecca might run, but I will talk to you. But yeah, Rick, if you're going to be on that cruise, please do say hello. I would love to see you.
Really looking forward to Come From Away. Apparently, it's basically the full production. It's an hour and 45 minutes.
What's that?
Come From Away.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Come From Away is on that ship.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I'm very excited. I really wanted to see that. It was actually coming to Atlanta when we had our tickets before we moved. I'm really excited to see Come From Away. And like Rebecca said, it's the full show that will be done on there. So that should be really cool.
I don't know what night it will end up being.
But we'll figure it out. We'll
But
figure it out.
they're doing, it's not their standard show schedule, because the standardly, they're like 7:45 and 9:45.
Right, they can only do one, probably.
But no, they do it at 4 and 8.
Oh, so like a matinee.
Yes.
Cool.
So,
Just like Broadway.
it'll depend on what our dinner plans are for that.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. So Peggy has a very big request. Rebecca, please report on the women's attire on Cunard. Our attire is a little more complicated than men's attire.
That is true.
Now, one of the things, Peggy, that Cunard does is you get a link to basically a dress code brochure.
Actually, I could not find that.
Oh, you couldn't find it? Well, they've done it in the past. Maybe they've done away with it with the new dress codes. But they actually used to send you essentially a brochure on what to wear. And so
I can send you pictures of what I'm going to bring.
there you go. Yeah, so we'll get some pictures of what she's bringing for sure.
And depending on the length, like our cruise, it's 12 nights. We have 3 gala nights.
Okay.
I only have one fancy dress. It will be worn all 3 times. If I get it dirty, it will be worn dirty. Or I just won't go. I don't know what will happen. But yeah, so I'm not a fancy dress wearer.
Hey, that's what happens when you go on Cunard. And by the way, for those of you just tuning in, wondering what are we talking about, we're talking about Cunard. Rebecca and I are going on our very first Cunard. I think this is cruise line number 13 for us. I think, if I've done the math correctly, this will be cruise line number 13 for us. What was super cool was we recently did that 13-night Brilliant Lady cruise from Quebec down to Miami. As we were coming into, we were very close to our berth in Port Miami, I opened up the blinds and there was the Queen Elizabeth literally just sliding by right next to us going to her berth. That was truly awesome. What a beautiful ship. What a beautiful ship. I am so stoked to go on this. And now that, if you haven't seen the live show, you haven't seen the replay yet, go back and watch the show I did with the Cruise Monkeys a couple weeks ago with Luke and Gavin. They got me all excited about it too. They love Cunard. That's like their favorite cruise line. Of course, Gary Bembridge. Talk to him all the time. I sent him a picture as I was getting fitted with the tux. I'm like, what do you think? I'm so excited. Hey, Stefan, how are you? Good to see you.
Can't wait till it comes
Hey, Donovan.
in. Can't wait till it comes in so we can see it all.
Exactly. So, yeah, Peggy said she's a little bit stressed with her upcoming cruise, so she's going to want to know more.
Well, maybe you can do I won't be in the clothes, but maybe you can do a video where you show what I'm bringing.
There you go. We'll do that.
And what you're bringing.
Yeah. Maybe I can get some pictures. I'm going to be with Stephanie this weekend. She's going to be my roomie again on the Margaritaville Islander. Maybe I can take some pictures of the Labubu and we can Photoshop the dresses on her Labubu so you can kind of see what they look like.
Yeah, but I'm, I'll be as dressy as I can be.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can always go to the buffet. You don't need to get dressed up. And like I said, you don't have to necessarily wear jackets anymore, even on the, smart casual is what they call it, something like that. You don't need to have jackets anymore. Just a nice button-down shirt. And like Luke and Gavin said, they were wearing black jeans. So I now have a nice pair of black jeans that I'll be bringing. I have really nice jeans that I wear all the time. They're just not black.
I did hear an interesting thing on a video I was watching where at 6 o'clock is when 6 p.m. in general is when they change over to whatever the night's evening attire is.
Yes.
So if you're in a bar at 5:30 and you're just dressed in your shorts and t-shirt and that's fine and everything's good, 6 o'clock they will ask you to leave.
Yes, everything turns into a pumpkin and you got to run and go get changed immediately.
So my guess is...
And apparently they will walk over to you and say, you have to leave now and go get changed. So the one guy that we were watching said, sometimes he'll go to a bar at 5:50, 5:55, and get a glass of wine or something and take it back to his room while he's getting changed. I was like, that's a pretty clever idea, but they are pretty strict that at 6 o'clock we are now switching over to evening attire. So it's going to be kind of fun. So, yeah. Hey, Donovan. Hey, 702. I can't read the rest of it, but hey, 702, how are you? And again, if you're just tuning in, I'm Walter, your independent travel agent with Where's Walter Travel. If you've got questions about cruising, you got questions about travel, just go ahead and drop them in the chat. Rebecca and I will do our very best to get you the answers. And of course, if we can help you with your travels in any way, just reach out, where'swaltertravel.com. you can reach me through links in wherever you're watching me, or just go to where'swaltertravel.com, go to contact us, set up an appointment. I'll give you a call. It's free. It costs you nothing at all for us to work with you. So, and we are celebrating 3 years. Yay! Awesome. All right, so the next group that I'm going to talk about while I wait for some questions is our Hawaii cruise. We're going to Hawaii, and oh my God, I just booked the excursion that Stephanie's like, when you go to Hawaii, you gotta book this. And I even posted a video because she did it. It is the Jurassic Falls landing. So we're gonna fly in a helicopter. We're gonna have headphones on. They're gonna be telling us, about all the scenery and everything. And then as we approach the waterfall, now, if you're a Jurassic Park fan, the very first movie, the helicopter flies in and they land by the waterfall. That's exactly where we're going to be flying. Now, the landing pad is gone. It's all crumpled, but you can still see it. We're going to land a little ways away from that, and then we're going to get to walk over to the waterfalls where Jurassic Park happened and all of that. So I just booked it. I'm so excited. That's in Kauai? That's in
Yes,
Kauai.
Kauai.
I'm so excited for this. So if you want to come join us in Hawaii, it's February 4th through the 20th, 2026 on the Emerald Princess. It's 16 days round trip from LA. So if you're somebody who likes sea days, you're like, man, I'd love to do a transatlantic or a trans-Pacific, but I would love to do round trip. This is the cruise for you, especially because there's 10 sea days. There's 5 going out, 5 coming back. We got Honolulu, Hilo, Kahulu, Kauai, and Ensenada. Of course, we got to stop in Ensenada because that's the law. But this is going to be February 4th through 20th, 16-day round trip.
And we have tacked on Disneyland at the beginning.
Yeah, we're going to Disneyland. So if anybody's in California and you got like annual passes or something in Disney, or you want to meet up at downtown Disney, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Out there? Just let us know. We're coming out, I think, January 31st. We're going to be flying into, hopefully we're flying into LA. And then we get on the ship February 4th. So we are going to be coming out there. So if you want to come join us, still got room. Emerald Princess, lovely ship. We've been on the Crown. So we've been on the Crown and we've been on Sapphire. Sort of kind of sisters to her. Princess is kind of weird because they have they have the Coral Island class ships, which are really small. We got the Royal class and the Sphere class. But then in the middle, we have a whole hodgepodge, kind of gem class, Caribbean class, who knows what they're called. They're all similar, yet different. I don't know if there's any two that are exactly the same during that time. It's just kind of a weird period where they were like building all these ships that didn't really match up. But the Emerald Princess is a lovely ship. We actually have the aft balcony looking straight back, so we're really, really excited about that.
And the corner aft at that.
Yeah, corner aft balcony, so very, very excited about that. So come join us February 4th through the 20th, 2026 on the Emerald Princess. It's going to be amazing. 702, 2 weeks, you'll be on the Disney Destiny, but worried about the flights canceling. I'll tell you what, keep an eye out for that Disney Destiny christening, whatever, that live stream that they're doing. I think it's this weekend, but keep an eye out for that. It's going to be amazing. Benny, do I recommend the valet parking at Margaritaville at Sea? He's talking about over in Tampa. They have the parking lot where you can pre-reserve your parking. I was looking at it last night, Benny. It was only a $20 difference between the two, between parking and valet. So at that point, for $20, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead, take the car. And then I don't have to worry about it when I think we actually
did that.
We did valet
for
the last time.
Valentine's
It was
cruise.
really nice coming back because we didn't have to go get the car. It was like literally you walk off the ship, you go to the side, and they just bring the car over to you. Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, it was
I might
nice.
go ahead and do that again. So yeah. So Stephanie, you're going on Holland America over Christmas. Yay! Lovely. Do I think Christmas PJs are a thing families do for Picks on Board? I can tell you absolutely it is. At least on the ship. Like we've been on some luxury cruise lines. We've been on, we were on Azamara and Oceana for Christmas so far, right? Yeah. So we were on those two ships, and people absolutely had pajamas on, even on those ships. And I can guarantee on Holland America they will. And there were a few people, I really want to do this. I haven't done it yet, but because I didn't really have Christmas PJ. But I thought it'd be fun to go to the buffet on Christmas morning in your PJs, right?
I do know that there are people who got pictures like in Christmas PJs,
Yeah.
but I don't know that people wore them all day long.
No, not all day long, but certainly like maybe to breakfast on Christmas morning or Christmas Eve or something, or maybe in the evening on Christmas Eve, something like that. So yeah. Rick wants to know, are there any third-party excursion companies that we would recommend? Yeah, there's 3 of them. that we recommend. The first two in particular do have return to ship guarantees, and I think the third one now does, or it depends on the tour operator. But Shore Excursions Group, that's number one, and Venture Assure. Those are specifically third-party shore excursion companies. Both of them have a return to ship guarantee, and both of them have don't port, don't pay. So number one, the first one, if you miss your ship due to their tour, it's on them to get you to their next port. So you don't have to, they have to figure out how to get you to their next port so you can meet up with the ship. The second part of that guarantee, which is the don't port, don't pay, means if your ship is not coming into port, you don't have to scramble to get a hold of the tour operator, say, hey, we're not coming in. They're monitoring this. They know that the ship is not coming in, so boom, you're automatically going to get a refund just as if you had booked it on the ship. Now, the third one is Project Expedition. Project Expedition has tons and tons of tours, and they also have shore excursions. We've just kind of introduced them to our clients because we can now book them as well. So we can book all three of these companies, or we can just simply send you the links and you can go ahead and book, and then we can manage it for you if you needed it to. But those are the three companies that I can recommend for independent shore excursion, because you always got to be careful, you know, when you're booking independent shore excursion, that, you know, obviously you're going to get back to the ship. But one of the big things that a lot of people don't look at is what is the cancellation policy? What is the refund policy? So, you know, you really got to look at that, because some of them, it may be like 48 hours out, and you may not know 48 hours out whether you're not coming into the port. Some of them may be 24 hours, but most of them say you've got to contact us to let us know. And I keep hearing from people, well, I don't get the Wi-Fi. Well, if you don't get Wi-Fi, how are you going to let these people know? So that is one of the nice things about Venture Assure Shore Excursions Group. You don't even have to contact them. If your ship doesn't come in, you're going to be fine. And if you miss the ship just because of their tour, then they are going to get you to the next port, and it's totally on them. So that's why I have no problem recommending them. With Project Expedition, you definitely want to check, you know, the terms and conditions of the individual tours just to make sure. Now, another one that we've been using, thanks to Betty, I see Betty was watching a little earlier. Betty turned us on to Get Your Guide. Get Your Guide is a fabulous, fabulous independent tour company. We used a bunch of their tours during our recent trip to Montreal, Quebec, and then on the cruise from Quebec down. We used them extensively in Montreal, Quebec, Boston, and Charleston in particular. They were absolutely phenomenal. The tours that, again, this is an independent company that had all these independent tour companies, but they seem to vet them pretty well.
We are looking at them in Hawaii, because there's a few of the stops in our Hawaii cruise where Princess doesn't offer the type of excursion that we're looking for.
Yeah.
So, so I think we're going to end up with a combination of independent and Princess tours.
Gotcha. Trying to. I'm trying to fix something on here. So I see somebody's trying to ask me a question. And there we go. Sorry. Suzanne, for some reason, your comment was flagged by TikTok. Sorry about that. So Suzanne just wants to know about insurance recommendations. Number one, we always want you to get travel insurance for all of your trips. We really do, because especially now, you know, with all the flights and everything going on, I mean, who knows what's going to happen, right? But we use and we recommend Allianz Travel Insurance. That is who we recommend. So, and there are others out there. A great clearinghouse, a great website to go look at is insuremytrip.com. So go to insuremytrip.com. You can actually compare a whole bunch of policies there. But we use and recommend Allianz for sure.
And if you're Canadian, insuremytrip.ca.
Yeah. Rebecca, could you do me a favor now that the sun's out? Can you come around to this camera and make an adjustment? It's like nuclear out behind me now. It went completely nuclear. We had it all set up for when it was raining before. The one on the very top.
This?
That one, yeah.
Where?
Yeah. You're right there.
I can't see anything.
Right here. Okay, I'm gonna do it then.
I
Wait,
can't-
there we
I'm
go.
not tall enough.
There we go. Got it. Got that knocked down, and then let me turn this back up. There we go. Oh, well, it's still blowing out. All right. Well, it didn't matter. I was trying something. Yeah, you gotta love the Florida weather. Dave, man, brings up something we were talking about earlier this morning. If you weren't here at the very, very beginning, Virgin Voyages has made a phenomenal offer to all of their sailors. I'm going to make one adjustment on that camera and bring it back up. There we go. They have made a phenomenal offer to their sailors. This is Virgin Voyages only. If you cannot make your voyage because your flight got canceled, if you provide the flight cancellation confirmation to Sailor Services, they will give you a future voyage credit so you can come on a future voyage. That's incredible. Like they said in their notice, it's not your fault that you can't get to the ship. So they got you. It would be nice to see the rest of the cruise industry, get involved with this and do the exact same thing. But, who knows? It's going to be interesting to see that, but it's such a good thing to see Virgin Voyages step out. That came out last night. In fact, I did a video in a hurry at about 9 o'clock last night. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So it would be nice to see the rest of the cruise industry step up. Now, Virgin Voyages only has 4 ships. They have, maybe around 12,000 passengers total across those 4 ships. That's like less than 2 of Royal Caribbean ships. And Royal Caribbean has like 20-some ships, so I can see why maybe some of the other cruise lines may or may not want to do that. But that is such an amazing offer. So that would be incredible. That would be absolutely incredible. But what a great move by Virgin Voyages. Once again, disrupting the cruise industry by saying, you know what, if you get canceled, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and cover you. You know what, you can come back another day and try another cruise. So that is really awesome for that one. So let me see. So Peggy did not enjoy the valet. We did. We did. Then again, we were off really early. So, and even though other folks may get on the highway before us, I'm going to try that valet again for this one. And I'm sorry, the valet, we were talking about Margaritaville at Sea in Tampa. So we were debating whether or not to get that. Aaron wants to know, did I book the Jurassic Park tour with Princess? Just curious, how much does that excursion usually cost? No. That's not available through Princess Cruises.
They do offer a tour
it's a helicopter
tour to the waterfalls, but there is no landing involved.
Yeah, there's only one company that can actually land at the waterfalls.
I think there's 2 now, actually.
Oh, is there 2 now? Okay.
But
There's definitely one that can land at the waterfalls. No, this was Island something. It's around $400 to go do it. It's just going to be me doing it. Rebecca has no desire to go do it, so it's just going to be me. But it's around $400. And one of the things that they recommend is that you wear dark clothing because the sun's going to be coming in. And if you wear dark clothing, it won't reflect on the glass. So you can actually take pictures, you can film while the helicopter's flying. If you're wearing like a white shirt, it's just going to come right back at you. And it's going to be in all of your shots. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, Aaron, it's around $400. Helicopter tours are typically between $400 and say $800, depending on what it is, where it's going.
How long
Alaska. They can definitely push up to $800, $900 if you're landing on a glacier, if you're like doing the dog sleds and all that. This one is a tour of the island, and then the landing, I want to say it's like 90 minutes, maybe?
I think so.
Total?
I think
Something
so.
like that, like from the time we take off and then we're back at the airport, it's going to be like 90 minutes. And what's really cool about this particular one, they pick us up from the cruise terminal. So there's actually it actually said it right in there. If you're coming in on a ship, we will pick you up and bring you back to the cruise terminal. And I thought, well, that's awesome. You don't get that very often from those independent tour operators. So that's really, really good. So
And the other thing to be aware of is that because he booked far enough in advance, there is a possibility, depending on the cost of airline fuel, that it may be, his price may change slightly.
yeah, they made a special notice on there that because of the volatility of jet fuel, that that they may actually have to adjust my price as we get closer. And I thought that was very, very interesting that they actually had that in there. So yeah, so my price still may go up a little bit. I'm definitely going to do it. I'm very, very excited about this one. I'm also really excited because 2 of our clients live in Maui. So we're actually going to get to meet them for the first time. They're just 2 phenomenal clients. Been working with them for like 2 years. Have not met them yet. And they live in Maui, so we're going to go to lunch while we're over there. So I'm really, really excited about that one. Where did I leave off with the group? So, and again,
Hawaii, I think.
And if you didn't hear me just a few minutes ago, Virgin Voyages came out with an announcement last night that if your flights are canceled and you cannot make it to your Virgin voyage, you have to provide proof that your flight was canceled. And if you do, Sailor Services is going to give you a future voyage credit so you can come back and take another cruise another day. So, yeah. Wow, it is so bright out there right now. It is like blasting. Sorry about that, folks. We were all set up for the rain earlier. It's going to be a little bright on your TVs at home. Tell me if it's too much. I'll try to make an adjustment for you. I think I can make an adjustment to help that out. But that's kind of crazy. Y'all have to tell me who are watching on YouTube and Facebook if it's a little too bright back there. I'll do my best to make an adjustment. So where did I leave off? I left off with the Philly cruise.
No, you did not talk about Philly yet.
That's what I'm saying. I left off with the Philly cruise. So La Lita Loca, April 16th through the 23rd, 2026. Very first cruise out of Philadelphia in quite a few years. I want to say it's like 15, 20 years since a ship has gone out from Philadelphia. So Tony and Jenny B are like, we got to be on that first one, man. We got to be on the first one. So there's plus or minus 200 people coming on this cruise with us. So if you want to join us, it is 7 nights. It is going to be the Norwegian Jewel that's just coming out of dry dock too, about the time we get on it. She's now going to have the Vibe Beach Club installed up on the top. And so it's April 16th through the 23rd, 2026. We come out of Philadelphia. I believe we're going under 2 bridges, which would be a lot. It's always fun to go under bridges on the ship. Then we'll go to Bermuda for an overnight, and then to Charleston. Oh my God, I am so looking forward to going back to Charleston. I can tell you, if you're going to Charleston, there's a company called Bulldog Tours, and we did their food tour. Oh my God, was that amazing.
They have a couple
so
different
good.
food tours, but we did like a small group one.
Yeah, we did a small group one. It was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, so that was really, really good. So that is April 16th through 23rd, 2026. Norwegian Jewel, come cruise with us. Come cruise with Tony and Jenny B with La Lita Loca. Tony will be doing demonstrations, what this looks like. Yeah, guys, I know on TikTok the shot looks great. It's on the YouTube and the Facebook that it looks like a nuclear explosion is going off behind me right now. It is so friggin' bright. It's hilarious. Typically, I set up for the sun. But today we had very, very dark clouds out there, and right now it's like way too bright behind me, and I know. And Rebecca doesn't know how to adjust the camera.
Well, I can't see what I'm doing, and I'll hit the wrong button if I can't see what I'm doing.
So yeah, let me just turn that down a little bit. There we go. We'll do that. Now I'm way too dark, but that's okay. I can fix that on YouTube. Give me a second here. Oh, let me do this. Yeah, I'm a video geek, as you can tell. I mean, I used to do this for 32 years. So I'm always looking at the picture and how I can make the picture a little bit better. So there we go. Well, that's a little better. Now there's not a nuclear explosion going off behind me on the other stuff, right? Look at that. I can fix that very quickly and easily. It probably got a little bright on TikTok, but that's okay. Yay! Now that looks a little bit better. Thanks for indulging me. This was my past history, 32 years working in video production, and you just can't get rid of that, even though I'm now a travel agent, so sorry about that. So, and then the last group cruise is another big one. This is us going to Italy. Oh my God, you got to go to Italy with us. This is going to be so much fun. We got 10 days around Italy, October 23rd through November 2nd of 2026. I think I'm down to the last 2 group rooms that I have left. Might have one more. But here's the deal. So it's October 23rd through November 2nd, 2026. We start in Ravenna. We go to Split, Dubrovnik, Kotor, Messina, Salerno, Portofino, La Spezia, and then end up in Civitavecchia. So Ravenna is about 3.5 hours from Venice. Civitavecchia is about an hour from Rome, so you're basically doing Venice around to Rome. And the thing is, our group rates include that basic Wi-Fi and beverage package. And even if you're like, well, I don't really need that, our rate is lower with those two packages than it is just to book the cruise on Celebrity's website. Even with the Black Friday sales and everything going on, our rate is still better with the packages than just simply booking the cruise all by itself. So yeah, this is a great deal that we have going on right now. So if you've been looking at Italy, been looking at Croatia, and the best thing is on the Celebrity Constellation. This is one of their small ship. It's plus or minus 2,000 people. So it's going to be absolutely stonking beautiful going to the Mediterranean on a small ship. I like the small ships for the Med. I mean, I just really enjoy getting on the small ship out in the Med. So, so if you want to join us.
Booked on that cruise, they are having some good deals on the extras on Celebrities.
Yeah, all the amenities
website.
that you
So
can order, your shore excursions, your packages, your dining,
not
all
every
that.
single thing is a good deal, but I've been tracking the prices, and there are definitely some things that are a very good deal.
Definitely some good deals going on.
So, worth
Yeah.
taking a look.
Yeah. So look at that. If you want to come join us. Now, I've been going through some of these group cruises a little bit on somewhat quickly, and if you are interested in any of our group cruises, just simply go to where'swaltertravel.com and click on group travel. Everything that we have is in there. In fact, there's one that I haven't been talking about that's also in 2027. It's going to be on Holland America. It's I want to say it's a 10 or 12 night Southern Caribbean cruise that will be in February of 27?
February, yes, it's.
Yeah, February 27. I'll have the graphic ready for you next week to talk about.
It
but
is a 11-night Eastern Caribbean, starting February 23rd.
There you go. So we also have another group that we haven't even mentioned. It's another distinctive voyage, just like the Cunard cruise. So if you want more information about that, certainly just let me know. And so we have that, and then people have been asking us, when are you going to announce another group? When are you going to announce another group? We recently had Riverside Luxury Cruises on here. They're a fantastic river cruise partner. We would like to set up something on them, and then I literally just Thursday night I had Celestial Cruises on here. If you are looking for Greece, especially if you're looking for Greece, Celestial is the cruise line you should be looking at. They are a smaller, they're small. They have two ships. They're family owned. They're based in Athens. I mean, if you're going to go to Greece, why not go with a company that's based in that area? And the itineraries that they have, again, very, very small ship. There are destinations that you're going to look at their ports and go, what the heck is this? Where did this come? I've never seen this port before. I don't know what this is. That is Celestial Cruises. So I would love to set up a group on them as well and just take a group of folks out there on there as well. So you never know. It could happen. They
do go to some of the major ports as well, but
they do.
But they can get
And then
into
they also stay
some-
much later. Like in Santorini, they stay till 10 or 11 o'clock at night, he said. So I was like, okay, that's cool. All the other ships are gone at 5. And then, you're still there. So you can see the sunset. You don't have to worry about the big crowds of people getting back down to their tenders because you got hours before you go. So yeah, you can totally enjoy that. So good morning, Dana. I see you say MSC World Asia. I don't know if you have a question about that. I can tell you that the World America has been extremely well received here in Miami. Probably the best ratings I've seen for any MSC ship here in the States because they designed it for Americans. So that's very, very interesting. And so far everybody we've sent on that ship has absolutely loved it. I mean, MSC still has a lot of issues on the back end as well. So you're looking to go to the Mediterranean. I would not recommend the MSC World Asia, nor would I recommend the Legend of the Seas, nor would I recommend the Oasis of the Seas. Any of the big ships I would not recommend for the Mediterranean. They're just too big. So getting off in port, getting back on in port is going to be somewhat of a challenge. And it's just too many people. It's just
And your port selection will be much more limited.
Yes, when you've got a ship that big.
Because there are fewer places they can get into.
Exactly. When you got a ship that big, you can only go, you can definitely go to Barcelona, you can go to Civitavecchia, and go to a couple other places, but the ship is so big that not everybody can handle that. So we always recommend the smaller ships when you go over to the Mediterranean. It's just like what we were just talking about. Like the Celebrity Constellation, we chose that ship for our Mediterranean cruise because she's plus or minus 2,000 people. She's hitting some really nice ports over there. Celebrity is a good one. Princess, some of the ones that we look at over in the Med, we always look at Celebrity Princess right off the bat because they do have some smaller ships over there.
Holland is also a good
Holland
one.
America is over there as well. Even Royal Caribbean does have a smaller ship over there. And then, of course, like if you really want some of the best itineraries over there, Azamara has some of the best itineraries. Explorer Journeys is amazing over there. Oceania has some wonderful itineraries as well. We just try to stay away from the big ship, the really, really big ship.
Yeah.
It just, they're just too many people. You're so limited on the ports that you can go to. Like even, the cruise that we were just talking about with ours, we've got plus or minus 2,000 on our ship, but we're going to go to Dubrovnik, to Split, to Kotor, to Messina, to Salerno, to Portofino. Not all these big ships just can't get into a couple of those places. So Dana, if you're looking to go to the Med and you're looking to go, the other thing too is when do you want to go? Because there's only certain ships that are available. Where do you want to go as well? It's like, do you want to cover like all of the Med? Do you just want to go to a certain area, this area? There's a lot of factors that come into play because the time of year that you want to go and the specific areas of the Med that you want to see, well, there's only going to be so many ships that are doing that specific thing at that specific time. So if you'd like some help figuring that out, just reach out. Where's WalterTravel.com. Go to contact us, set up an appointment. But that's how it works with us. We just simply give you a call. That's how we start the whole process. And then Rebecca predominantly does the research, and we come back to you with 3 or 4 options based on what we talked about. We usually come back to you with 3 or 4 options to start with. That starts the conversation, and then if we haven't quite nailed it yet, we go back and we do some more research, and we just keep working back and forth until we find the exact trip. And in some cases, it hasn't even been a cruise. It turned out to be a land tour instead, because the specific kind of things that the person wanted to do, they just didn't have the time to do it. The good thing about a cruise is you get to see a lot of things. You get to see a lot of places. The bad side about a cruise is that, well, you have limited time. And sometimes there's like some things that, man, I really want to do this thing or these things, and the ship just isn't going to be there long enough. And then it's like, well, let's look at land tours now, and let's send you on a land tour. Or maybe it's a combination thereof. Maybe you take that 7 or 10-day cruise, and then we throw on 3 or 4 days on land before or after, so you can go do those extra things that you want to do. But in some cases, like we just booked an amazing Scotland tour yesterday. Scotland and Ireland. It's 12
Just
days.
Scotland.
So it's 12 days in Scotland because he wants to do all these things in Scotland. And yeah, there's cruises that go around, that do the British Isles and all of that. And maybe he would have seen more places, but he wouldn't have been able to do the things he wants to do. So we just booked a 12-day tour in Scotland. So yeah, so certainly reach out. And we will take a look. That's one of the things that we do as travel agents. We're not necessarily just trying to sell you a cruise. We are trying to book the best vacation for you. And oftentimes it's a cruise. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a land vacation. Sometimes it's a combination thereof. Like one of the really cool things was when we had Riverside Luxury Cruises on, she was talking about how they have 3 and 4 night river cruises. And for those of you who are like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like a river cruise, well, maybe you're already going to the Med, or maybe you're already going to the British Isles for an ocean cruise or a land tour. And if you want to try out river cruising, oh, I can put you on a 3-nighter on Riverside while you're there. I mean, you're already there. Like I wouldn't fly all the way there just for a 3-nighter. But if you're going to be in Europe already, that could be something to consider tacking on and going, hey, let's go try out a river cruise and see if we even like this thing. So yeah, so that could totally be the way to do it. Somebody just put a dog on the screen. That's amazing. That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious.
Looks like a corgi, too.
It was a little corgi. That was great. Thank you, Dana. That's the first time I've seen that one. I love all this stuff. That's absolutely hilarious. And thank you all so much for your support. We are just, we're so thankful to all y'all for allowing us to send you on these vacations and your trust in us. What's really been lovely is so many of you are now referring us. to your friends and your family, and that's when we know that we're doing something right. You know, you guys trust us enough to tell your friends and family, hey, you know, you gotta let these guys help you out. And now we've got Mindy and Corey, who are our 2 associate agents. So, you know, you may be hearing from them. You may reach out to me, but you might be hearing from Corey and Mindy, who are 2 amazing people who are helping out. So yeah, really excited to watch them grow as travel agents and grow their businesses as well. So thank you so much for allowing us to be your travel partners. And certainly we got to give a huge shout out to Stephanie Mullen, to Tony and Jenny B, to Peter, and of course Luke and Gavin. We've got Sean and Steph, we got Lalita Loca, we got Cruise RX, got the Cruise Monkeys, and of course the one and only Gary Bembridge, who was so kind and gracious to recommend us during his live streams and some of his videos. So many of you have reached out and said, hey, you know, Gary was talking about you. Hopefully it was something good, but he's really good. I think the only disagreement that Gary and I really have is the afternoon tea on Virgin. It still bothers him that you have to pay for it. And I'm like, yeah, but everything else is free. So that's like the one thing that you got to pay for. It's just hilarious. But I love him so much. And I've never met him. We've only video chatted. We've had multiple video chats, and he is as lovely during a conversation as he is during the videos. He's everything that you want him to be, which is lovely. So I'm just waiting for the day, and I really hope that Mark's going to be with him too, because I really want to break bread with the 2 of them and just spend a lovely time. It's like the first time we met Jenny. I had already known Tony, but the first time we met Jenny B, we all sat down for breakfast, and I swear that ran for like 3.5 hours, which is a long conversation, and I love that. When it just
long enough the
goes.
people in the restaurant started kind of glaring at us.
Yeah, and then the same thing actually happened on Star of the Seas. You all know Danny Haar. Danny Haar does these phenomenal ship tours with Haar Travel. I'm happy to say he's a super nice guy. Met him on Star of the Seas through Stephanie and Stephanie's friends. There was this thing called the Celebration Dinner that Stephanie's friends invited us all to. So there was like 8 of us, or I think there was 8 of us at the table, maybe 9 of us at the table. We were talking for literally 3.5, 4 hours, to the point where like the restaurant was completely empty. You could just tell, okay, we really got to go. And I love that. I love that. So, you know, that's why I always say, if you guys see me on a ship, please do walk over and say hello. I would love to say hello. So, hey, Carlos, you're going on the MSC Divina today, 11 night out of Miami. Ooh, wow, have a great time. Have a great time. That should be lovely. We've not been on the small ships yet. I'd like to go on one of their smaller ships.
How small that is.
Divina?
I mean, it's certainly smaller than the World America.
Well, no, but it's smaller. I think it's smaller than the Meraviglia as well. I think it's the next size down. If I'm not mistaken, I can't keep up with all the sizes, but I think it's the next size down. So yeah, I'd like to go on one of their smaller ships as well. Yeah, Willie B, you want to meet all of them someday? I know. You know, it is nice. There are a couple. You know, just like with anything else, there are a couple folks out there that you really don't want to meet. But, you know, one of the folks that I met most recently was JJ Cruz. They happened to be KHM travel agents just like I am. And we met at a KHM conference. Oh, my God, they were so nice. They were so nice. Got to hang out with them for a few hours over a couple days, and just super, super nice guys. They were just at the Star of the Seas naming ceremony and all of that. So, I mean, I'm happy to say that most of these folks, they really are nice people, and that's lovely. So
Divina is actually around 3,500 passengers.
Oh, so she's bigger than I thought she was.
Launched in 2012. Mm-hmm. And has got 18 decks.
Nice, nice. So have a great time on the Divina. You know, please report back. Alex wants to know, do we book celebrity cruises? It's easier to tell you who we don't book, probably. I don't even know who we don't book. There's only a few cruise lines that we don't book. We have a great working relationship with Celebrity Cruises. We pretty much, I think we cover about somewhere around 50 ocean and river cruise lines that we book regularly. There's more that we can book, but we book about 50 cruise lines regularly. Virgin Voyages far and away are number one, and then Princess, Celebrity, Royal Caribbean, they all kind of come in right behind that. And then the luxury lines are really starting to grow. A lot of y'all are really getting interested in Oceania, Azamara, especially Explora. You know, it used to be, I'd say Explorer Journeys, and y'all would be like, who? And now it's, hey, I want to talk to you about Explorer Journey. So it is interesting that that name recognition is getting out there. But absolutely, Celebrity Cruises, and in fact, you probably missed it a little earlier. We have a big group cruise going to Italy next year, October 23rd through November 2nd of 2026. We're actually going to be on the Celebrity Constellation doing 10 days around Italy and Croatia. And then we're actually going to stay on the ship for 15 days. It's doing a transatlantic crossing to San Juan. So we're actually going to be on the Celebrity Constellation for 25 days next October, so if you want to join us on that one. But absolutely, yeah, schedule an appointment. Our services are truly 100% free to you. We do not charge a dime for our services, and part of the reason for that is because we had a travel agent for, I don't know, 15, 17 years, and we never paid a fee to them. And so we try, my goal is to never have to charge a service fee. We don't charge a cancellation fee. We don't charge anything. I just figure if we do our job right, you know, the commissions will take care of themselves, and then we don't have to charge you a fee. So we try that. We try very hard to do that. Laura, you did your first Virgin voyage a few weeks ago. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked it. If you missed the announcement earlier, we were talking about Virgin Voyages, came out with it last night. If you have a Virgin Voyages booked and you cannot get to the ship because your flight is canceled, you just simply need to call Sailor Services, give them your flight cancellation confirmation. They will verify that information. And if so, then you will get a future voyage credit. So if you can't make the ship, Virgin Voyages is like, that's okay. You can come back another day when you can get here because we know it's not your fault. And I think that's absolutely amazing. So, Fourth Horseman, how are you, my friend? Let me get this up here. Thanks for joining in. You're trying to decide between the Celebrity Silhouette and the Norwegian new Starship for your first cruise, the Luna. You'll definitely call us when you want to decide you want to get your passport first. That's a good call. So that's an interesting, so Silhouette and the Norwegian Luna, two completely different ships. I would say the Luna is probably more like the Edge class ships, you know, your Celebrity Beyond, Celebrity Apex, Ascent, all of those ships. I think that would be a closer comparison. The Silhouette, gorgeous. This is the Solstice class. Love the Solstice class. We've been on the Solstice class 4 times. They're about to go in for a major renovation, with the Solstice being the first one. So depending on when you want to go, we might look to see if the Solstice is coming out of dry dock with all of her new renovations. Then I'd be looking at the Solstice probably. But yeah, so the Luna, I mean, we were on the Aqua, and that is her sister. Lovely ship. Loved a lot. There's a lot of things to love about it, and there were things that were just annoying about it. You know, some of the flow was not that great. The Indulge Food Hall was amazing. The Prince Show, wow. The Vibe Beach Club was beautiful. The Haven, if you go Haven, absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you are looking at, say, Haven versus Retreat, then I would definitely want to look at the Edge class, because those two will compare a little closer. Now, when the Solstice comes back out with all her renovation, then the Retreat might be a little bit closer to the Haven. It's still not going to be exactly like, you know, the Edge class was designed with the Retreat built in. Like, they actually designed it. The Solstice class, they're now re-engineering and putting it in there. They're renovating the ship. So it just depends on what you're looking for, what your itineraries are, and when you want to go. But yeah, absolutely reach out. We would love to help you figure that out. That's one of the things that we try to do, is just match you up with the right ship and the right itinerary. So yeah, and it's always kind of a balance, because depending on when you want to go, you know, what itineraries are available. So yeah. So thank you for tuning in, and absolutely, if we can help you in any way, please do reach out. The links are in the description. You're watching on YouTube, so yeah, the links are in the description. Absolutely. So, Willie B., thank you for the kind words. He says we are one of the best agencies. You are just very kind to say that. Laura enjoyed Virgin Voyages. She said the food was good, but not as good as you expected it to go. But hey, food is not why you go. You know, it is interesting. We talk about this about Oceania a lot too. Oceania's tagline is the finest cuisine at sea. It's good. It's really good. Is it the finest cuisine at sea? No. I've had better cuisine on other ships. Now, consistently, it's very good, but it's not the finest cuisine at sea. And Virgin Voyages has really built up a reputation as a foodie cruise line. And sometimes, you know, the expectations are just oh, I'm going to have like the best food ever. And the food is good, but not every restaurant. I think right now the best restaurant on any of their ships is Rojo, which is only on the Brilliant Lady with the Spanish tapas. Hey, we're getting more rain. It might get loud because it's about to start raining. But Rojo is the absolute best. And, depending on the day, the weight can be good, the weight can be off. Extra virgin can be good, extra virgin can be off. Pink agave is usually consistently very good. Pizza is usually very, very good. So it just, it all depends on the chefs at the time you go. Yeah.
And your own individual tastes as well.
That's true. It also depends on your individual taste. Like Gunbay was much better than I've ever had it in the past. They had a brand new menu, and it was actually a better menu than when we were on it before. That was usually like, we'll miss this, but I think next time we go, we'll probably go back if they're still serving the same menu. So, hey Warren, how are you? Good to see you. Rick, Oceana Allura, you got 19 days. Oh my God, that's going to be such a beautiful ship. Hey Carol, hi, how are you? Silver Honda's got 27 days to the grandeur of the seas. Fourth Horseman, you meant the Princess Starship. Okay, well that's a good comparison. The Star Princess and the Luna, that's going to be a good comparison. I can already tell you, if you don't want to pay for the Haven, the Sanctuary on Princess, oh my God. Oh my God. So one of my clients on the Sun Princess did the Sanctuary collection, which is now in the back of the ship. So only on Sun and the Star, the Sanctuary is like the retreat. On Celebrity, which is the oh, that's right. You're comparing the Star Princess and Celebrity. So again, the Star Princess would compare closer to the Edge class, I would think. But man, that Sanctuary, oh my God, that Sanctuary is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. But on the Sun Princess, one of my clients had the Sanctuary collection, and Rebecca and I are like, okay, next time we're doing the Sanctuary collection. Because what's cool about it, you don't necessarily need to get a suite. There is one balcony category. There are 2 mini suite categories, and then all the suites can get in there. So it's really good. It is a really good option. So yeah, no, we got a lot to talk about then.
Although something to be aware of with the Sanctuary is the pool deck at the Sanctuary is adults only. So even if you have children with you in
But that
your
doesn't make any sense because they have children's life vests.
It's true.
I know, but it's like they have
But-
children's life vests there, so maybe for the hot tubs. I don't know.
I don't know, but regardless,
odd.
the pool deck area is adults only.
So yeah, that's just very odd because they have children's life vests right next to the pool because I was up there filming. So,
Well, maybe
Super
they have
Nurse,
them
how
for-
are you? You're going on the Harmony in 28 days, Harmony of the Seas. Yay! That's gonna be awesome. Family of 5. I'm sorry. Oh, but yeah. So if you've been on Princess before and you're like, yeah, I know what the Sanctuary is. It's up in the front of the ship and it's a sun deck. It is on all of the older ships, but on the Star and the Sun Princess. It's basically like the retreat on Celebrity. It's not a ship within a ship per se, but it's kind of like that. It is a reserved area. Only Sanctuary guests can go there, and you cannot purchase it once you're on the ship. You have to book a Sanctuary stateroom in order to have access to it. This is going to give you the whole pool deck with a full pool, and I do mean a beautiful pool. You got a restaurant, you got a bar, you got a lounge, you've got
Well, the lounge is only for certain levels.
yes, lounge for certain levels. But I mean, it is a wonderful, wonderful experience. Whereas with the other ship, as soon as you get on board, you got to go run and book the Sanctuary, which is just a sun deck, and that's all it is. And you can book it on. So it is very, very different. So there's Terry. Terry had 41 days until the Star Princess, and of course Tony's on it right now. So if you want to see the Star, take a look at some of Tony's videos. I have so many videos that I shot on the Sun Princess that have not been edited yet. I need to find an editor. That's what I really need to do. I need to find somebody to edit my videos now. I'm finally at that point where we're just so busy booking all this travel that I can't edit my own videos anymore. I need to find my own Tyler. You know, Danny Har has Tyler. I need to find a Tyler. That's what I need to do. So, but yeah, if you guys want to talk about Star Princess, Sun Princess, all that's one of the things that we do. It's one of the reasons why we go on so many cruises and on so many different ships. So at least we have firsthand experience and we can see. And even if we don't, We work under a phenomenal host agency called KHM Travel Group with about 5,200 agents. So if I haven't been on the ship, somebody else probably has, and we can talk to them and get their firsthand experience of, what was it really like, because the brochures make it look phenomenal and all the videos make it look phenomenal. But, like for example, one of the biggest surprises for us is still Margaritaville Islander, such a fun ship. It really is, and yet Margaritaville comes with a lot of negative connotations because of the way the Paradise was launched and because of how the Paradise has been. I'm happy to say that the Margaritaville Paradise is going in for a major renovation. I think it's going to be like 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. They're not gutting the ship, but they are replacing a lot, and even it sounded like they're doing something with the buffet. They're going to be completely changing the buffet or something like that, which will be very, very interesting. So, and if you didn't hear, I am actually going to go on the Margaritaville Paradise probably sometime in March after it comes out of the dry dock. That's the one ship I said I would never book and that I would never go on. I was like, well, I still won't book it because I got to go on it. But in March, I'll be heading down to West Palm Beach to try it out and see what it's all about.
So the real test will be after that cruise.
After that cruise. And they know I'm going to be honest, because you all know I'm honest. And if I don't like a ship, I'm going to tell you I don't like the ship. So Eric has a good question. Is there a sanctuary deck that any cabin can book on the Emerald Princess? The Emerald Princess has the original sanctuary. This is up in the front of the ship. It's a sun deck. And what you do is, once you get on the ship, you have to go directly to the sanctuary. Do not pass go. Don't do anything else. Go directly to the sanctuary, which is at the top of the ship, and you book it. Now, you can book it by the day, you can book it by the half day, or you can book it by the cruise. And you can also book it like by sea days. So if you just want the 10 sea days, you can book it by sea days.
Well, that's still by the day, because it's not a package. It's
not a package. You book it by the day. So, it's kind of annoying in that sense, but you'll see a bunch of people already up there lined up. So if you want to book the sanctuary on Emerald Princess or any princess ship that is not the Sun or the Star, that's how it works. You run right up to the sanctuary and you book it.
Yeah, it was literally, I've sent Walter, because he goes faster than me.
I go faster, so I'll run up there.
I've sent him ahead to get in line, and then I'll catch up.
I knock over people, if you're in a walker or something, I'm knocking you over, I'm going past, I'm gonna turn off your scooter, I'm doing all that. But yeah, she will send me up there to run, and I'll go up there and get that taken care of for her, so that's how it works, so. Silver Honda wants to try the Islander. You believe the new Beachcomber port is Miami. That's why I'm going on the Islander this coming week. We're doing a seminar at sea with the great folks at Margaritaville at Sea, and they're supposed to walk us through some more information. If you have not been following along with Margaritaville, they have been releasing some incredible photos and some partnerships on the Beachcomber. So number one, the Beachcomber is not going to have a buffet. It's going to have a food hall, a really beautiful looking food hall. They've got a partnership with Zach Brown. So one of their bars is going to be a Zach Brown themed bar, and they're working with him to develop, the menu and all of that stuff. Of course, there's going to be live music there. And I mean, just everything about the Beachcomber is looking phenomenal. Yes, we are considering a group for it. Their itineraries out of Miami are incredible. They really are. They're great itineraries out of Miami. The ship is just going through it just started its final season right now for Costa. It's the Costa, I can't remember the name of it. So this is not a Vista class ship. She's not that big, like we know the Carnival Vista. She's the next size down, I believe. Not the Spirit class, because the Islander Spirit class. So it's like the next size down from whatever the Vista class is. So she's going to be a big ship. She is going to be amazing, I think. So I'm really excited. So that's why Margaritaville invited a bunch of us travel agents to come on to a seminar this coming week. Rebecca didn't want to go, so Stephanie's going with me again. I don't really know how many Labubus are coming with us, but there shall be Labubus coming as well. So if you stay with me this coming
we'll
week.
Give you a Labubu count.
I'm going to be continuing my Labubu education with Stephanie. Yeah. So that should be a lot of fun. It's always great, it's always great just to get back on a ship. And I do love absolutely love to sail away from Tampa. If you've not done that Tampa sail away, it is super cool. That's why I'm really looking forward to Philadelphia, going down the river. That's going to be kind of neat. Going out on, actually going out from Quebec was actually kind of cool too. I'd love to sail out from Montreal and then come all the way down the river too. But I really love that sail away from Tampa, because it's like when you push off from the dock, it's a good 2.5 hours until we actually get to the bridge. It's probably still another 30 minutes before we clear the channel. So you are just going along on this nice leisurely pace. Like everybody's all excited, yay, we're sailing away, we're sailing away. And then it's like, wow, we're not moving very fast, are we? And we're not. You have to go very slow as you're going through Tampa Bay. I mean, we're going through Tampa Bay. And it is a beautiful sail away, so I'm looking forward to that. I really am looking forward to that again. So if you have not sailed out of Tampa yet, it's beautiful. There are some really cool cruises out of Tampa too. We have a client who did Norwegian. I want to say it was the Norwegian Jade. They went from Tampa all the way to Alaska. Oh my God, what an itinerary. I can't remember if it went to Seattle or Vancouver, but what a phenomenal. And then there was the reverse. It either came back to Tampa or Jacksonville. I can't remember, but I was like, wow, that was absolutely freaking amazing. And I love it when y'all come to us with some of these itineraries. Like these are, we find these itineraries for clients, but sometimes y'all come to us and go, look at this. Can you book this for me? And it's like, wow, look at this. I want to go on that one.
Although there have also been occasions where we look at it and we're going, maybe you want to consider this instead.
Yeah, we always, that's one of the big things that we do is we when you come to us with a specific cruise that you want to do, we will always take a look and see if there's other options that, hey, have you considered this other one? And because we just want to make sure that, A, you're getting the best value, but 2, we want to make sure you're getting the best itinerary as well. Because, you're investing time and effort to go on these vacations. And sometimes, maybe spending an extra $200 can completely change the whole itinerary. It's like, oh, wow, I didn't know I could do. What's really surprising when a lot of people are like, well, I didn't know I could go on Azamara or Oceana or Explorer. I just assumed it was going to be like $30,000 to go on these ships. And it's like, no, it doesn't cost that much to go on those ships. And sometimes you get the better itineraries. Sometimes you get more personalized service and all of that. So have a good day, Silver Honda. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Good morning, Gary. How are you? So if you're just tuning in, I do want to run this by you all again. If you're just tuning in, we've been talking about this today. Virgin Voyages made an announcement last night that if you cannot make it to their voyage because your flight is canceled, you call Sailor Services, you need to send them the cancellation confirmation so that they can verify that your flight was truly canceled. If it was, they're going to give you a future cruise credit to come back another day. You will not lose your cruise just because your flight got canceled. And that is a tremendous, tremendous offer from Virgin Voyages. Once again, kind of disrupting the cruise industry, saying, look, we know it's not your fault. We know you're trying to get to the cruise. It's just the whole airline situation right now. And of course, as I've been talking about on my videos, it's going to get worse by the end of this week, because I believe today is the day they need to cancel 6% of the cruises. A couple of days they got to cancel 8 flights. I think today is the day they've got to cancel 6% of all flights. In a couple of days, they have to cancel 8% of all flights. And by November 14th, the end of this week, 10% of all domestic flights must be canceled. So the flight situation is going to get worse before it gets better. And if this continues to go on, who knows? We might get to 12%, 14%, 15%. So that's a very nice thing for Virgin Voyages to do, to say, hey, if you're trying to get to us and you simply can't get here, we got you. You can come back another day when the whole situation calms down. So, Gary, you're going on the Horizon Sunday. Have a good time. Great ship, a lot of fun. Certainly a lot of things to do on the Horizon. It's great. I mean, we love the Carnival Mardi Gras. I'd like to go on the Celebration. I'd really like to go on the Jubilee. We've never sailed out of Galveston. And I really like how Carnival has evolved the XL class, making little tweaks and changes to each ship that comes out. That's always a lot of fun when they do that. And of course, I really want to, I'm really interested in this new Ace class. Like, is it too big? And of course, MSC is like, we're going to make the biggest ship ever. I'm like, oh man, that could be. I will say, those of you who have looked at the Icon class, you're like, that's just too big of a ship. You need to go on the Icon class before you make that determination, because they did a beautiful job with those ships, with the flow, with everything. The only times that it's crowded is when you first get on the ship and maybe during disembarkation at the various ports because everybody's trying to do it. But as far as people flow throughout the ship, it is phenomenal. It is absolutely
While I
awesome.
do agree with that, I still firmly believe that ship is not for everybody.
Oh, no, it's definitely not for everybody. But if you're just simply knocking it because it's too many people, yeah, the ship was designed for too many people. So it is a lovely ship. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, it's a big ship. It's a big ship. It was actually much more relaxing than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, it's really nice. So Gary, you used to work in Galveston. That's cool. Rick, you're heading on the Constellation out of Tampa for New Year's Eve. That's right. That's right. Yeah, we're going to be getting off our ship on December 30th. So we'll be home for New Year's. First time in 3 years, actually, because the last 2 years we've been on a ship for New Year's, unless we find something last minute and we're like, you know what, we'll just go get on that one.
I haven't seen anything that really lines up well.
Yeah,
Because most
that's been a
lines are
problem.
either trying to do both of those holidays together,
Yeah.
or they're just Christmas and just New Year's Eve, so that it
Yeah.
doesn't really line up with the 30th.
They don't really line up. Yeah. So,
Unless we did back-to-back on Cunard.
that's true. I don't know what the next cruise is on Cunard. I haven't even looked. So, yeah. I love this. Gary's saying that the MSC terminal used to be Del Monte Fresh Produce. I knew it was an old warehouse or something that they converted into a terminal. That's awesome. I believe in Philadelphia, I read that the terminal is a former Navy manufacturing facility. It's what the terminal is going to be up there when we go up that way. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So we're actually starting, my goodness, we're already starting to get close to the top of the hour over here. I'm going to run through our group cruises again really fast. If anybody would like to come on a group cruise with us or with Tony and Jenny B, or you can be watching for cruises, we got some other group cruises that are going to be popping up from some of our other friends. Just go to where'swaltertravel.com and then go to group travel. Anything with us or one of our partners, our travel partners, is listed on there. And you just simply click on the page to come join. But I'll walk through the ones that we have so far right now. Real quick, we're going to do Christmas Time on the Rhine, December 7th through the 14th of 2027. This will be on the Avalon View. We're going to go from Basel, Switzerland, up to Frankfurt, Germany, over 7 days. This ship has panorama windows, so you sit in your bed and you look forward, and it's just going to be absolutely beautiful. And we have $400 per person savings on our rooms in the group cruise. So if you're a couple, that's $800 off for the stateroom, which is amazing, which I think might be going up. As the prices start going up, our discount's going to get even higher, which is amazing. This coming Christmas, though, December 18th through the 30th of 2025, if you want to come experience Cunard, the Cunard Queen Elizabeth, we're going to be on 12 days round trip from Miami. Miami, San Juan, Antigua, St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Martin, Tortola, December 18th through the 30th of 2025. This is a distinctive voyage with extra features, including a free shore excursion. You can come to Hawaii with us in February 4th to the 20th of 2026. Come on the Emerald Princess. We will be doing a 16-day round trip from Los Angeles with 4 days around the Hawaiian island, plus a stop in Ensenada, 10 sea days. So if you are a sea day fan, this is your cruise. Again, February 4th through the 20th, 2026. You can go with us from Philadelphia, the first cruise from Philadelphia in about 15 years or so. This will be the Norwegian Jewel with Tony and Jenny B from La Lido Loca will be leading this one. We've got just over 200 people coming on this one. We leave Philadelphia, we'll do an overnight in Bermuda, and then we're going to go to Charleston, South Carolina. Folks, I'm telling you, Charleston, South Carolina is one of the best cruise ports ever. We just did it a few months ago. We've been there by land. We've stayed overnight on land, but coming in with the ship, it was such a perfect cruise port. Oh my God, it's going to be so much fun. And then if you want to go to Rome, we will be going to Rome October 23rd through November 2nd, 2026 on the Celebrity Constellation. We'll start in Ravenna, which is about 3.5 hours from Venice, and then we'll come around to Rome, to Civitavecchia, which is about an hour outside of Rome, with a whole bunch of stops there. So if you want to come join us on one of these cruises, plus we have a cruise on Holland America in February of 2027 that I need to get up there as well. That'll be like 11 nights in the Southern Caribbean. if you want to come join us on any one of those cruises, or maybe you're like, you know what, I'd like to start a group cruise myself. I got friends, I got family. We're putting together a family reunion right now that's going to Alaska, either next year or 2027. It's going to be actually going to be a custom land component plus a 7-day cruise. They don't want to do the cruise tour thing because they've actually got family up there. So we're going to be putting together a custom land component for them. Then they're going to do a 7-day voyage of the Glaciers cruise, most likely. So maybe you've got your own group that you want to take out there. We have sent groups of 20 to over 200 folks onto ships. We did a corporate group of 75 people. We did another corporate group of over 200. We've done family groups of like around 20 or so. We've got a big group going out on the MSC World America right after Thanksgiving. So maybe you've got a group that you want to send out there. By all means, reach out. I mean, especially like the one after Thanksgiving, she's like, man, I always have to plan all this stuff myself. And it gets to be a lot of work. And it's like, can you just do all of this for me? And it's great because she's a planner. And so we work together. She does a lot of the planning, and then I just simply take care of all the stuff. And the family does not need to contact her. They contact me. So I take care of everything for them. So, yeah. Alex, Philadelphia, everybody who is on that group cruise has to bring your patient pants because it's the very first cruise. It will be an utter cluster. I fully expect it to be a complete cluster getting onto that ship because they can practice all they want. They can plan all they want. But until 3,000 people actually show up trying to get onto a ship, they're not stressing the system until then. You know, Disney does these things where they spend months stressing the lines and they stress the ride and they stress everything before they open. Well, with something like this, you really can't practice or stress test, boarding a ship until that ship actually shows up.
And
so,
we can really speak to that from the Islanders' inaugural cruise. It was a great cruise.
Great cruise, but boy, what a cluster getting on.
The boarding was interesting.
Yeah, boarding was a mess getting on the inaugural cruise for Margaritaville, and this was the one with like all the influencers and everybody coming on, and that was a complete cluster. So anybody going on that Philadelphia cruise, you got to bring your patient pants. This is one of the reasons why we are renting buses for the whole group, so we don't have to deal with it. We're just going to be sitting in a bus, letting the bus figure out where to take us and drop us off and all that good stuff. So it is now the top of the hour over here on the East Coast, and I know I've got a couple of meetings coming up, so I'm going to have to wrap this up. But once again, folks, thank you so much for spending part of your Sunday with us. I'm Walter, your independent travel agent with Where's Walter Travel. So if we can help you in any way with your travel, please do reach out. Where'sWalterTravel.com. There are links in all of the description. Just simply click on Contact Us, set up a meeting. Either myself, Corey, or Mindy will give you a call. And then let's book your travel. Let's get you figured out where you want to go and set up the best possible vacation that we can. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for your support over these 3 years. And wherever you are in this amazing world, have an incredible Sunday. See you later, guys.